Everyone in the service industry has a story. Crazy customers, wild orders, and WTF moments. Do you want to start a tab? The podcast here to bring you those tales from behind the bar. My name's Carl, and I like to buy more bottles than I drink.
My name's Riley, and it's an unfortunate habit.
It's a stupid habit, but here we are.
On the plus side, we will never run out of things to drink.
Unless there's another pandemic. But I think we should be good if we do.
I mean, if there's another pandemic, we're going to be bored out of our gourds, so we're going to take road trips to pick up from Total Wine in Madison.
True. That is true. So here on this lovely little podcast, we like to read stories about the hospitality industry through the eyes of the guest or the worker. Was the situation handled correctly, incorrectly? Could it have been handled differently? Then we rate that story 1 through 5, 1 being your average story, 5 being a unique situation that we've never seen or heard about. And then we decide if there's an asshole or if there's a hero in that story.
You say that every time, but we very rarely these days decide who the
That's
asshole
why I
is.
say there's sometimes. I varied up my thing. If you listened, you would hear it.
Yeah, okay.
I don't get to use that with you that much, so when I can knock it in there.
Okay.
I'm definitely not getting laid tonight, guys. So, since we're adults that like to drink, supposedly, we are drinking today a drink by one of our good friends, Anders. You might have heard of him. He has a little...
How do you say his last name?
Erickson.
There you go. Good job. You got it on the first try.
He has a small YouTube channel that you might be aware of. I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't wait. We should cheers before I drink it.
So this is a See No Evil. It's got mezcal, lime, orgeat, a couple dashes of Tabasco, then with a Angostura bitters float on top with some mint.
And the fresh cut from the garden mint. Mm-hmm. If you need mint, please
come to our house.
Call our phone number.
Call our phone number. I'll mail you to you. It is fucking outrageous.
We have so much mint, we don't know what to do with it. If you're a restaurant in the Dubuque area and you want mint, please call us.
Yes.
We can probably do a solid week's worth of your menu.
But yeah, this is just a riff on a Mai Tai using mezcal, basically, and the nice float of bitters. It's one of the better cocktails I think I've ever had. I like it a lot.
I like to mix the bitters in. Oh, no,
Yeah.
my garnish.
So, would you like to start first, my love?
I would love to. I have a little bit longer story today.
Shit. Well, I guess the last 2 episodes are pretty short, so this is...
Give the people their time's worth, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm really enjoying the Entitled People subreddit. And
Absolutely.
That's where this one comes from. The user is POLP54.
Absolutely.
Pulp.
Pulp.
I hope you have the day you deserve.
Thank you.
And the edit, sorry for weird formatting, I'm on mobile. Important to note. So me and a girlfriend just got back from a cruise and we felt we had to share this story. So on the cruise, there was a main pool area with chairs around the pool and a deck above that around the rim of the deck. Me and my girlfriend were on the upper deck and the incident was just below us on the lower deck, so we had a great view. 2 things to know. 1, it is clearly stated on multiple signs by staff members throughout the cruise that you cannot reserve a chair if you are away from it for more than 30 minutes, and people are allowed to move your stuff if it's been more than 30 minutes. 2, the lounger chairs were very tightly woven, so you could not see through them.
Okay.
On to the story. The cruise had a sexiest man contest at the pool, which my girlfriend ended up being a judge for. The contest was all in all about an hour, and during this time there was a lounge chair beneath that no one was sitting in and that had nothing on it. Around the end of the show, at this point, the chair had been empty for around 45 minutes. A guy comes and sits down on it. He will be referred to as Nice Guy, NG. Then, about 20 minutes later, an extremely stereotypically entitled Karen, EK, shows up. She will be referred to as EK. Sorry, I skipped a whole line. What are you doing? That's my seat. Nice Guy says, no, it's not. There was nothing on it. EK, well, my purse is under the seat, and so it's mine. While the purse was actually under it, again, there was no way to see it without looking under the chairs, specifically. NG, well, I couldn't see it, and anyway, this chair had been empty for well over 30 minutes, so the rules of the cruise say it's fair game. At this point, EK's husband shows up, very embarrassed, and tries to get her to just get another chair. There were plenty, and this wasn't even a particularly good one. Entitled Karen says, I'm going to get the authorities. Nice Guy says, what authorities? We're on a cruise and the rules clearly state it's mine. Entitled Karen, you just wait. Entitled Karen then storms off to a lifeguard to complain, who basically tells her, I'm doing a safety job and fuck off. She then goes to the bar and complains to the bartender, who basically says that it's his seat now. And entitled Karen is pissed and goes up to nice guy. She had been screaming the whole time, so everyone was watching at this point. Entitled Karen, well, I guess you won, jackass. Entitled Karen starts storming off, but not before this absolute gem. Nice guy, I hope you have the day you deserve. The whole deck erupted in laughter. So the weird formatting was definitely the 7 letters in told her to fuck off.
Right.
Because there was like F, T, F, K, P, L.
Right.
Did I catch a 9er in there?
Yeah, like they just dig their heels in.
Yeah,
and
you left your purse there, but why would you leave your purse unattended for 45 minutes?
Like, you're asking now your purse to get stolen.
Right, or shit taken from it.
Mm-hmm. Emptied out, and because the cruise, even if you say, well, I left my purse at this chair right there, the crew's like, well, that's your own fucking problem.
Yeah.
Like, whoop-de-doo. Like,
yeah, well. Mm-hmm. Consequences and actions and all that. I
always feel sorry for these husbands where they're trying to stop, even in reverse, where it's the wife trying to stop the husband, which I know, you have to do that to me a couple times, but
it just makes you wonder how they got there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you this way? Why are you the way that you are? And why do you think it's okay to be the way that you are?
Mm-hmm. Like, what gives you higher authority or entitlement than anyone else out here?
Right. And then, like, how do you live with that person as their spouse or their significant other?
I don't know. They're really fucking good in bed.
Maybe.
I'm just joking. I don't really fucking know.
But, like, I've seen some men that just look beat down and their wives are just talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've also been in a situation where a woman is just like, oh, fuck, I have to deal with him again.
You're not talking about yourself.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
In no way, shape, or form am I talking about a situation where you have been in a bar way too drunk.
It's never happened.
Never. Or a wedding. Talking to the property manager about my ass. Yep. Never been that drunk.
He was staring at it. He was literally staring at it. And I asked him, it's pretty nice, right? He's like, yeah. I go, well, luckily that's my wife. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, I am literally saying it's an amazing ass to look at. You can look at it as much as you want because I fucking love it and you're allowed to love it too. I caught him staring at it.
And that's the time he came up to me and told me the story. And I was like, oh, buddy, it's time to go home.
Whatever. Anywho, back to this cruise ship.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like this happens shit all the time, no matter if it's this or that. Like if there's an empty chair at the bar and it's been empty for 20 minutes, someone goes sits in it and they come back. Well, this is I've been sitting there. I'm like, go fuck off. Like literally. Like
yeah. I mean, it's such a weird etiquette too. It's obviously weird enough for the cruise ship or the cruise line to have a policy.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, entitled Karen's the asshole. Like you are choosing to not give a fuck about policy. Mm-hmm. And policies exist for a reason. Mm-hmm. Are they always right? Do they always make sense? No, but that's not your job to figure out.
Right. You're not going to get any. It was funny. She kept going from crew member to crew member to try to like empathize with her and get her to change. And all the crew was like, go fuck off. It's his seat now.
And having been a lifeguard and having had people coming up to me and complaining about trivial shit that's happening behind me when I'm supposed to be watching the kids that they are not attending.
Right.
Kindly fuck off. If you are here and you're bitching to me about something that's happening in the concession stand, but you're leaving your kids to swim with a floaty, fuck you.
Right. Yeah.
Sincerely, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, and also it's like, it's crazy they allowed 30 minutes. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Like I would think 15.
I mean, 30 minutes, depending on how big the ship is, it could take you that long to go to your room and get back.
That's
like,
true. Okay, that's true, yeah.
That makes sense to me. 30 minutes is a good time frame.
Yeah.
45 is too much.
Right.
And so, obviously, the guy had done the courtesy of waiting the 45 minutes. So he had given her an extra courtesy.
He's sitting at the shittier seat.
He probably watched her.
Let's go.
He probably watched her get up and start a timer.
Yeah. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to give her an extra 12.
Right.
Because it's going to take me 3 minutes to walk to the fucking thing.
Right.
But that's awesome. But then his ending statement, I hope you get the day you deserve.
I love that. I've used that myself. I've heard it myself for years. But have the day you deserve is, you're not wishing them unwell. You're not wishing bad things to happen to them. You're wishing that they're going to do better so they do have a good day. Mm-hmm. But it's saying do better, be better, without saying do better, be better.
Right.
I love it.
It's great. I don't know. It's just, I just don't get it. Like, I can't be.
Why are you so unhappy? You're on vacation.
You're on vacation. But it's also like, she probably thinks I spent a lot of money, so I get what I want. But it's also like,
everybody here spent a lot of money.
5,000 people here all spent the same amount of money or more.
We all spent money. Mm-hmm. We're all here.
We're all here having a good time. Like, have a good time. Like, you're on.
Chill the fuck out.
Right.
That's probably why
I'd be
you're
like,
here.
Look, this is my chair, but you know what? Hey, you want me to buy you a drink? Let's go have a drink, or whatever.
No, fuck her.
Well, I understand, but it's a whole kill and kindness, even though I do not live by that policy.
No, you say one thing and you're like, nah, I wouldn't do that really though.
Depends if it depends on the mood I'm in. But like, I don't know. I'm not defending her, but maybe she's had like a past shitty 3 days, but she's letting that control her feelings and emotions.
And that's her problem.
Right. Again, I'm not defending her. I'm, like, maybe she didn't want to go on the cruise and the husband really wanted to. I don't know. Who knows? But again, I'm not defending her choice or her actions.
Yeah.
But
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't give any fucks.
Right.
You do not treat people that way, period. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck how your day was. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck how you're feeling. You should treat people with kindness unless they are not treating you with kindness.
Maybe if she approached the situation differently, like, hey, sir, like, I know you're sitting here now. I left my purse underneath there. I was kind of hoping to get this seat back for this reason.
Yeah, but if you could just hand me my purse, I'll be on my way. Right. Honestly, if somebody had approached me like that, oh, no, you can sit here. I'll just go find somewhere else.
Right. But he's like, go fuck off. Like, you came out in hot, I'm going to come in hot too.
Yeah, you come in hot, I'm going to come back hotter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I say that, but I'm very non-confrontational. I'll probably cry if I try to. Like, I won't cry because you hurt my feelings. I will cry because I'm so angry and I don't know how to process emotions other than to cry.
Right.
But you're fuck you. That's exactly how that would go.
I still feel sorry for that husband. He's fucking probably drinking a fucking.
I just want, like, what? Okay, so I want to understand the psychology of a Karen. Like, I want to know. I'm going to find out if there has been research done about women who are chronically unhappy and become this way.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know. Like, I want to know how do we get here? Like, obviously there's a sense of entitlement, which is the subreddit, but like, what factors go into this?
Right. Yeah, there's probably a lot of multiple issues or things going on that could lead up to something like that.
And how do you just not check your spouse?
Right.
Like, when you're being a dick, I check you.
Yeah.
And you get pissed at me and we settle it. But
also, though, maybe it's different for a man doing that, checking his Karen wife, right? Because like, there's only so much you can do before then people start looking at you as the bad guy because you're doing this or doing that. And maybe he's done it enough where he knows it doesn't matter. Maybe he's been in this situation so many times, it doesn't matter. Like, she's still going to be her. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
I don't know.
But then at the same time, like, why stay?
I don't know.
That's such a defeatist attitude. And like, I mean, I firmly believe that everybody should go to therapy or try to do better before they abandon something. But like, these are two obviously unhappy people just from the 3 sentences we read about them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Why are you not trying to do better or be better? Mm-hmm. Like, why are you not trying to improve things?
Yep. What would you like to rate this story?
Fucking 0. I'm sure it happens on every cruise ship that leaves port and sets sail. Like, this is probably multiple times a day on one ship, much less all of the ships.
Right.
It's a 1.
Right. I agree. I was gonna say 2, but I agree. Like, this is probably because there's only so many seats you can put on a fucking deck, and there's probably more guests.
Well, I mean, it happens at every pool that has loungers. I've been a lifeguard. I saw this at least 6 times a day.
Right.
Once an hour, as I'm doing my rotations. Oh, there's no chairs left. Well, they're gone. Move their stuff. They're not here. Move their stuff. Don't move their stuff. But also don't leave your stuff on a chair if you're not going to be on the chair.
Right.
Like, I understand finding, like, if you've got a group of people and you have one person on a chair watching your stuff, or like use one chair to take your stuff, that's fine. But like,
So if you have a story similar to this, if you've been on a cruise ship and seen this or experienced something like this, we'd love to hear it. Check the show notes. Do you want to start a tab subreddit? Leave a story about what happened on there.
yes.
You like how I just dismissed half of what I usually say?
Yep.
And then if you'd like to, give us a call, 563-277-0072 if you have a similar story, would like to talk about it. Or if you have comments about a story you've heard previously on the show and want to give your 2 cents about it because you have a different feeling or you agree with us, we'd love to hear that. All right, so I got another story off the Bartender subreddit, 19 hours ago by the Parfait House.
Parfait house.
First bartending job, $25 an hour cash paid at the end of every shift, no tips, part-time, free meals. Is it worth it?
No.
Hi all, I'm new to bartending and have just got this new job as a bartender. Just as the title says, it pays $25 cash paid at the end of every shift. I live in California, but with no tips. I'm also not full-time. If I'm lucky, I'll probably get 16 hours a week at most. It's all under the table, so no taxes on that $25 an hour, plus meals are free. Since I'm brand new to bartending, is this a good place to start while I gain experience, or should I look somewhere else that'll be worth my while? If I should look somewhere else, where should I go?
I thought it was $25 at the end of the night, not $25 an hour.
Yeah.
I retract my statement.
But it's in California.
Yeah.
$25 an hour doesn't go much in California.
But it's part-time. And there's no taxes taken out.
Right. And you get a free meal. So that's
And
like
you get a
another,
free meal.
That's another, like, let's say $25 worth of meal.
Right.
For whatever reason. So if you're okay with that, sure. But if you start noticing that, like, you and another bartender are making more than $50 in tips and cash.
Well, the question is, are they...
Is it worth it?
No, yes. But the question I have is, are people tipping? Or is it one of the restaurants where they have a policy that they don't accept tips?
I'm going to assume they're tipping because I think they would have said in the... I think if there was a non-tipping restaurant, they would say it in the...
Yeah, but I mean... but
they're paying them cash.
But at the end of the day, we don't know.
Right.
So that's an important question. Are the owners taking the tips and keeping them? At which point, get the fuck out. Mm-hmm. Or is it a restaurant that specifically says we don't accept tips? Then, I mean, yeah, for a part-time job, I think that's fine.
I don't know about California, though. I mean, that's in theory. If they were going to get paid with taxes, it'd be about $30 an hour, you know, and that's only part-time work. Like, if this is their only, is this their only job? Is this just a side gig that they're trying to pick up some cash?
Right.
You know, there's a lot of variables that we don't have in this story.
Right, but again, the emphasis is that this is 16 hours a week. That's not going to pay your bills, period.
Right.
It's a part-time job. For a part-time job, $25 an hour isn't bad. If it's your full-time gig, fuck that. Mm-hmm. But it's not. You're only getting 16 hours a week at most.
I'm worried about the implications if you get hurt on a job. Bartending, there's a higher chance where you get hurt. I know there's some jobs that have higher risk than bartending, and there's jobs that have lower risk than bartending. But just in the service industry alone, like, you could slip and fall, cut yourself. There are a lot of possibilities that you hurt yourself. If you're getting paid underneath the table.
Yeah, don't work for somewhere that's paid under the table.
Because there's no way for you to claim unemployment or when you get hurt.
Workers' comp.
Workers' comp. And stuff like that. If you're okay with that and understand that, you know, it's really up to you. But I just feel if we're going to take this as a normal restaurant and bar in the United States, that this is a tipped place, this is not worth it at all in California. Because if you're making more, if you see that you're ringing in more than $50 worth of tips in an hour and there's only like 2 of you, you're getting fucked.
Right.
Super hard.
But, I mean, again, I don't think we have enough details to say yes or no. I think the bigger red flag is that you're getting paid under the table. Mm-hmm. I don't, if you're worried about the pay, worry about that first. If you want to get paid under the table, take what you get.
Yep. One of the comments was exactly that. Workers' comp. If you get hurt, break your arm, slip, you're screwed. And then someone goes, bro, don't do it. I live in a small city in Iowa and I make like $40 an hour with tips most nights. Wait a minute. He doesn't make 40 an hour with tips. He's making $40
including
tips.
Right, that's with his tips.
Right. And $25 Kelly, no tips is a scam.
Yeah.
There's no reply to it, so the OP has not replied again. This is only 19 hours, so maybe I haven't had time to reply to this. But
just looking for extra cash, I don't think it's a bad wage, $25 an hour. I don't think you should work there for completely different reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The reasons being you're getting paid under the table. You don't have those benefits that you might need.
Right. When it's okay to get paid under the table, if it's like once in a while, like every 6 weeks, you go and just do
one event.
One event, and they just pay you, like, here you go, boom, okay, whatever. But if you're doing this regularly every week, there's a lot of variables in there that says not to do it. So you're gambling at the end of the day.
Yeah. This is someone who is obviously fresh in the industry.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, they said I'm new to bartending.
Right. But like they're young also.
Right. And they're getting taken advantage of. If this is a normal tip job.
Right.
They're getting taken advantage of because they don't know any better.
Yes.
And they're just trying to get people in to accept the $25 cash. Because at the end of the day, in your mind, you just worked 8 hours. That's $200 cash that you're getting at the end of the night.
Right.
Here you go, boom. And you're happy and you're thrilled about it.
And that's great for some people.
I just found it interesting because I asked this thing, again, in the bartenders group the other day, how much would you need to be not, if your place didn't accept tips, how much would you need to pay an hour?
Right.
And if I go back and look through, I think everyone in California said minimum $40 an hour.
Right. But again, that's to live. But that's not part-time.
I'm sorry. Just because you work part-time doesn't mean you get paid less. Your time and value is still worth the same amount. And that $25, they're getting taken advantage of. Even in Iowa.
To a degree, yes. To a degree, I agree with you 100%. However, it still meets the threshold for what should be considered the minimum wage requirement. That's not necessarily accurate as far as what the federal government says at $7.25, but the federal minimum wage requirement should be, I think last I knew it was like $20.
What is the minimum
cost
wage? No, I don't care about the cost of living wage in California. I think it's
like 14 or 15.
25 as of 2024 in California, 25 or fewer employees, it's $14 an hour. More than 25 employees, it's $15. Tipped employees, $10 an hour. Right. Plus tips are being told hour at least as long as they're making at least $15 an hour.
So it's considered to be $10 an hour above the minimum wage requirement.
I just think at the end of the day, this place of business is just taking advantage of people who don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because obviously no experienced bartender is going to say, yep, I'll take that.
Right. But at the same time, like, it's not a bad amount of money.
I mean, I disagree with that, but I just think wherever they're working is just totally taking advantage of them.
Yeah.
And they're just getting fucked. And they include that free meal. It's just like in that corporate job, oh, we had the best quarter ever. Here's a fucking pizza
Fridays,
party.
Yeah.
It's like you're just trying to throw this because that food only costs you fucking $8.
Right.
But the value of it is $25 or whatever it is. And so like you get this one free meal.
And at the end of the day, my argument is you should be looking at the fact that you're getting paid under the table.
Mm-hmm. Consistently.
If you're getting paid under the table, then you need to be willing to accept all of the things that come with that, which includes a wage that is set, which includes not having access to certain benefits.
Because then you have to sign like a W-9 or you have to be basically like a W-2, basically saying you're an independent contractor.
Oh, that's a 1099.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think the form also it doesn't matter. But like saying that I know that the place I'm working for is not responsible for anything that happens to me. I take full responsibility of whatever happens.
Right.
But it's just a shady owner. At the end of the day, it's just a shady owner owning this business, whatever type of business it is.
Yeah, you should be asking more than is the money worth it. You should be asking, is this job worth working for? Right, is this company worth working for?
Exactly. Because I bet they have one of the highest turnover rates possible.
Or they have a bunch of people who need to avoid documenting their income.
That is a great point too. So just don't be a dick. Tip your bartenders and drink responsibly.
Yes.